When you're blunted by an isolating environment and dull routines, the joys of living and all spiritual connections are often smothered. We're left exhausted. With this, along with the effects of media and our tech attachments, it's become all too easy to believe that the society we live in is hostile and devoid of contentment. This is why so many of us are now depressed, lost, wondering where God is, and constantly chasing illusions in the hope of finding a quick cure for our self-inflicted maladies. These times are definitely trying. The effects of stewing within the cauldron of your isolation and anonymity stunts the necessity of interaction with the world and the people around you. It cracks the once solid foundation of social health and invites in fragilities that did not prior exist. Loneliness, depression, overindulgence are just a few of the results. Huddling within the walls and focusing on technology for hours, for days, burglarizes you. It vacuums out your contentment, replaces it with repetitive urges for constant flashes of entertainment. And this transforms an active, vibrant vessel into some modern cave-dwelling golem who can't break from the enchantments of the devices that restrain you. The more you isolate, the further you degrade your connection to the possibility of spiritual realities. The longer you stay hooked in to the hypnotic effects of television, internet, and illusionary entertainment, the more your peace and contentment will be destroyed. This is because within the safety net of modern convenience, we've contracted, and now we peer out from within the chrysalis of our own indentured narrow perspective. We lose sight of the vast expanse of our planet, diminish the value of life's marvelous intrigues, and trade them in for the pressure of countless responsibilities. In doing so, the once mesmerizing magnetism of exotic lands and cultures, spiritual experiences, and endless places of discovery just fade into irrelevance as our plugged-in life hacks away at a once vibrant, adventurous mindset. You're just falling in line with the demands of society, diminishing the flame of your spirit, and complying. This is frequently called the way things are, or growing up, or life. In other words, we surrender. Stop believing the lie. When is the last time you smelled the char of a fading campfire and felt the stillness of the earth when the flame is finally vanquished? The last time you visited beautiful cultures other than your own, instead of accumulating head knowledge about them on Wikipedia? What about the last time you stretched out atop the cool grass and just felt the earth your vessel was born from and will one day return? Have you ever stood on a precipice in a downpour, drenched, enraptured by the power of nature's elements, and then slept in a tent while the rain continued? Have you ever done this instead of playing rain sounds on YouTube in an attempt at better sleep? You see, we've been shackled by societal manipulation. It's a lie we're all told. One that keeps us tightly embraced by a system that profits from our enslavement to an enclosed ecosystem of routines and overreaching control. It's a system that keeps us far from the freedom of expression and the experiences our vessels yearn for. This illusion of safety is the enemy of freedom. This form of safety is the alibi of tyrants. You have to divorce yourself from it, and it starts by returning your human to the wild. Let it off the leash. Feel it Stretch its legs to feel the dew beneath its feet, basking in the sun. Just allow it a little freedom. Let go of calculation. Let it follow its compulsions. See where it takes you. And just like so many other caged animals, it yearns for this. It does. It yearns for the wild. It longs for home. So how do you recover from despondency? How do you satiate the deeper yearnings of your soul? By doing what you were sent here to do and honoring your design. You are here to be amazed by the world, to use a terrestrial vessel, this vessel, to experience it. It is perfectly designed for experiencing the endless wonders that are patiently waiting for you to discover them. This act, the act of adventure in itself, is a doorway to supernatural realities if you intentionally leave yourself open to them. The realities are just not available to someone who's simply searching for them on a Google page. There's this vast and impenetrable gulf between reading about spiritual realities and taking actions that access them. For so many of you, though, the only thing stronger than your depressive state and your desire to recover from it is the impressive power of your mind's drive to not do anything, even in the face of knowing what will help you. This, you must recognize, is evidence of your addiction to technology and its amazing grip on your ability to get up. Your soul yearns to break free. You know something is wrong. But just like any addiction, your destructive mind is fighting to keep you wrapped up in the misery of a life unlived. You have to recognize this manipulation. Break the cycle of self-sabotage. Believe what I'm telling you and finally follow the compulsions of your soul. It's so much healthier to love the woods and not walls, canopies of leaves over beds, natural darkness over false light, crisp morning air over HVAC systems, and the chatter of animals over the squall of myriad electronic devices. So what are some of the chief benefits of moving outside the barbed wire fences of technology and removing the illusionary safety of what you're attached to? Well, first is the essential need for self-reflection and the resulting calibration that comes from it. Self-reflection is an essential. You have to set down your tech devices and go out. Take the time to wait for that magical moment when your mind finally calms. That moment will come. And then the walls will crumble and the serenity of the wild will begin to slow the cadence of your heart and invite you to remember what peace feels like. It will happen. For some quicker than others, but it always does. And once it occurs, just enjoy the meanderings of your mind and allow that self-reflection to give you the insights that you so desperately need. Second, in following this advice and going out into the wild, just long enough, you'll feel the old ways whisper to you. Courage, ancient and strong, wild, will pour into your system and take hold. As it seeps in and purges the corruption of confinement and the cycle of social manipulation, you'll once more lay claim to abandon, and your ever-brightening soul will beckon you. It will beckon you to lose the veneer of trained civility and return to the joys of wild and compulsive adventure. After you spend enough time in the wild, once you're back in the fray, you're less stressed, you're happier, and your authenticity is often thoroughly reinvigorated. Also, these adventures have a magnificent ability to push you into changes you would not have prior committed to. The wild is a medicine that can cure ailments you never thought you had, and it will awaken you to new perspectives that can often alter the entirety of your current routines. So drop your tech. Rupture the cycle of routine. Do what it takes to reinvigorate now. Don't let your addictions fool you back into submission. Unlock the cage. Let yourself out, even if for a short time, and run. Run toward the wild. You'll feel your senses sharpen. I promise your eyes will drink the vast deep of the open landscape, and your soul will be enlivened by the therapy of God's divine work. Your vessel yearns for home. Your soul craves the wild. It's waiting. Go.